The National Autosport Association organizes road racing activities for new drivers and veterans alike. NASA races are run within 13 regions across the country, so drivers can find plenty of events close to home. If you're looking for a way to hit the track, NASA has a spot on the grid with your name on it.
I'm Dave Royce, Regional Director for NASA Great Lakes and Midwest regions. If you're brand new to racing, probably never been on the track before, and what you would do is start in our HPD program. We have a great entry into the program with HPD 1. And HPD 1 is where we pair you up with an instructor, and we put you in a classroom to learn all the basics, and you'll learn all there is to know about how to get started in the sport.
Well, my name is Brad Hilley, and I am the group leader for Group 1 and 2, which is the novice group. If you want to learn how to do it right, this is the place to do it. This is the safe place to do it. This is the place to have fun. This is better than any amusement park you could possibly ever come to. We're out here to have serious fun. We're out here to learn what to do in any kind of a driving situation. This is the most important performance modification anybody can make to their car, is training the nut behind the wheel.
My name is Emily Faircloth. I'm running a black 99 Civic Si. Driven here twice. I drove at Road America, I drove at Mid-Ohio, and I drove at Autobahn in Joliet. I mean, anybody that comes out here knows that, as soon as you start, it's just kind of a bug, gets in you. Any questions that I had, everybody was very nice and happy to answer them, happy to talk about their cars, happy to explain everything. And every time I come back here, it's like, I feel like I'm going home.
Paul King from Westerville, Ohio. I drive a C6 Corvette. I'd say HPDE is a great way to start in this sport. They have a ladder system that's got 4 different levels, and I've been to one HPDE before this. This is my second event, so I've got an instructor that rides along with me, and it's amazing how much you improve in just one weekend. My favorite thing about the events is the people. People are awesome.
So if you have a car with wheels on it and a helmet, we have everything else. You just come down and have a good time.
Once you've mastered NASA's HPDE program, it's time to test your speed against other drivers. NASA's time trial program is a great way to get those competitive juices flowing. Again, here's NASA Regional Director Dave Royce.
You get to a level where you've got a lot of experience, you've got all the tools required to step it up. And the next step from HPD is really time trials. Essentially, you can take your street car, run through the HPD program, go into time trials, and compete against the clock. It's similar to qualifying in a race, where everybody's shooting for the best qualifying time. So you have multiple opportunity to get that fast lap.
Nathan Pitcher. I drive a 2006 Mitsubishi Evolution. I'm in TTB this year. I heard about NASA actually late last year, and I started running with him, and this is actually my 4th, I think, TT event. And as soon as I started doing that, it immediately started slowing down on the street. It's just so much safer and so much funner to do it on the street. The way they run it, there's a lot of cars here, a lot of really, really fast cars to run with, a lot of people to pace yourself with. They have a good stepping stone too from their DE program right over to the race program. So they provide a nice progression to kind of define your way up.
Robert Fawzon. I drive car number 320 in Time Trials Unlimited. I've been doing time trials for a couple years now. Actually got involved via NASA volunteer program and decided to get into racing. Went through all the HPD program and decided I would like to make that next step to time trials so I can get some more experience. Actually, I love the time trial program. It's great. The people are here to have a good time. The guys are very respectful of people around you and getting that good hot lap, which is ultimately what time trials is. The time trials is a great experience for people looking to make that next jump up.
Time trial is a great option for drivers who want to compete without getting into a fully prepared race car. But if you want to take the green in a full-blown NASA race, there's only one thing left to do: NASA's competition school.
From time trials, you have the experience base to move into competition. And we have a great competition school. We actually put you in simulated race environment where we'll actually put you out and do starts on the track. We do flag exercises. We'll have emergency vehicles on the track. It's basically a little bit of an immersion into a controlled environment called racing. We usually do our comp schools on Friday. The drivers are ready to go. We do the comp school. It's an intense comp school 4 to 5 hours of track time someday in one day. And then they can actually go racing the next day. Essentially, if you have a car with wheels, you can come race. There's a couple classes that come to mind. Spec Miata, which they're popular all over the country. Spec Miata is just what it sounds like. It's a spec class. All the parts are spec'd on it, and it's really a driver's race. It's just so much fun for that guy who's going, you know what, I want to show my salt on the track, and I want to show that I can drive, and I need a car that I don't need to work on all the time. And Spec Miata fits that.
TJ Graven runs Spec Miata. It's been a pretty quick trip, but just this last winter I went down to get a competition license and started racing just a couple weeks ago at Mid-Ohio. So this is my second weekend of racing. The guys around the paddock are a lot of fun. I don't know much about fixing cars and working on cars, and you don't have to. They've certainly taught me everything I need to know. And you find a few people who've been doing this for a long time, they're more than happy to help you. I guess there's something that catches some people about lapping days and driving the track and just you against the track, and you want to add an element of competition that's different, and that's what racing's about, is adding other people to the track. It's a whole new series of variables that you've got to factor in when you're driving. Spec Miata was a decision. It's a really inexpensive way to get into the sport, so this is an easy way to get in there, and that's why I picked Spec Miata.
In other parts of NASA, you don't have to have a Spec Miata because any car can be classified. It doesn't matter what the car is, we have a classification for it, that's what's kind of cool about NASA.
Scott Berkowitz, the GTS series. Late 04, we bought this car and I DE'd it for the rest of the year, and then in 05 decided to go racing and picked the series that I thought was best for the car that I had. GTS obviously is the German Touring Series. I started off in a German car obviously, so that's where we fit in. But what appeals to me is that it's simplistic. You can basically do any modifications to your car, suspension, aero, things like that. Your class is determined by horsepower and weight ratio, so that determines where you race, not what modifications you've done to your car. There's a great disparity and variety of cars. You meet your friends, meet new friends, make new friends, and it's just a really good organization, and they put on some really good events.
All right, I'm Robert Stout. I race in Performance Touring A, competition racing. I had about 3 years of experience in karting. This is my second year running in NASA. A couple guys opened us up to the NASA Association, and they've been really helping us out a lot in growing in sports car racing. Well, everyone here is just a bunch of great people that run this series and put on these events. A lot of great guys. The competition here is pretty good. They have a lot of show-ups at races like these, pretty local and not real expensive to run, and come out here and have a real good time.
Everybody can come and play within NASA, no matter what kind of car you have. We have a home right here at NASA.